Hello children, in the previous video we have discussed about how animals move from one place to another place. So today we will discuss about their eating habits. Before moving any further, it is important for you to know that animals are categorized into three main groups depending upon their food habits or eating habits. So the first group is herbivores. The second group is carnivores. And the third group is omnivores. So what are herbivores? Those animals which eat only plants are known as herbivores. For example, cow. Cow eats grass, isn't it? So, cow is an herbivore. Is it clear? Now, the next one is carnivores. Carnivores are those animals which eats other animals or which eats flesh of other animals. For example, tiger. And the last one is omnivores. Omnivores are those animals which eats both plants and animals. For example, humans. So, these are the three main groups depending upon the food and feeding habits of animals. So, about the first group, that is fish. Fish is also categorized into these three groups. That means those fish which eats only plants are called as herbivorous fish. Those fish which eats other small fishes, that fishes are called as carnivorous fish. For example, piranha. And there are some fishes that eats both plants and other small fishes. So, they are called as omnivorous fish. Is it clear? Okay. Now, about the amphibians. Amphibians, for example, frog, have a long sticky tongue. So, they eat insects and they catch insects with the help of their long sticky tongue. Is it clear? And animals like snakes, which do not have beak or teeth at all, have a powerful muscles which helps swallowing and moving the food down the throat. As you can see over here in this video, that this rattlesnake is swallowing the rat as a whole. Now, the next group is reptiles. Some reptiles, for example, lizards and chameleon, have long sticky tongue, just like frogs. So, they trap the insects with the help of their long sticky tongue. Is it clear? Okay. Now, the next one is birds. Some birds, for example sparrows, only eats fruits, seeds and grains. So they are called as herbivores bird. But there are some birds, for example eagles, which eat the flesh of other animals. So eagles are called as carnivorous bird. Now, as you know children, that birds do not have teeth at all. And they do not have sticky tongue as well, isn't it? So, they have beaks. So, they use their beaks for eating purpose. And birds also have claws. Different birds have different types of claws depending upon their eating habit, because claws help them to catch their food, and claws also help them to protect themselves from their enemies. Now children, the last one is mammals. Mammals are also categorized as herbivores, carnivores and omnivores depending upon their food habits. So, mammals like cows, rabbits, etc. are called as herbivores because they eat only plants. And mammals like lions, tigers and wolves comes under carnivorous animals because they are flesh-eating animals. They eat the flesh of other animals. And about the omnivores, animals like humans, bears and crows are called as omnivorous animals because they eat both plants as well as flesh of other animals. So, these are the eating habits of animals. Now, our next topic is animals breathe through lungs, gills or air holes. Since animals are the living things, so animals do breathe, as you know very well. We humans are also living things, so we also breathe. But children, different animals have different organs for breathing purpose. Why is it so? Because some animals live in the water and some animals live on land. So, due to their different habitat, they have different type of organ for breathing purpose. For example, fish. Since fish lives in water, so it cannot take oxygen directly from the air. So, they have a special organ called gills. They use their gills to take dissolved oxygen from the water. That is why fish have gills for breathing purpose. Is it clear? Okay. Now, about the amphibians. Since amphibians live in water as well as on land, so they use different type of organs. When they live in the water, then they use their moist skin. Okay, so in water they breathe with the help of their skin. But when they are on land, then they breathe with the help of their lungs. Is it clear? Now, about reptiles and birds. Both the group use lungs for breathing purpose. Since they are terrestrial animals, they live on land, so both use lungs for breathing purpose. Now, about the mammals. Most of the mammals live on land. That means most of the mammals are terrestrial animals. So, they use lungs for breathing purpose. But there are some mammals which lives in water. For example, whales and dolphins. So, whales and dolphins which live in water also have lungs for breathing purpose. But instead of nose strip, they have blowholes. Now, the question is, what is a blowhole? A blowhole is an opening which is present at the top of the head of a whale or a dolphin. So, whales and dolphins come up to the surface of water to intake the fresh air and exhale the stale air through nostril, which are called as blowholes. So it is clear to you now? Okay. So these are the different organs which are used by different animals for their breathing purpose. Thank you.